Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography Podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. Hello there, Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography Podcast. Today, my guest is Kris Fuller, the founder and CEO of Your Life Sparkles. How you doing today, Kris?
I am very well. Thank you, Brad.
Good. How's your morning going?
Really nice. I'm here in Enderby, BC, and we had rain last night, but it looks like blue skies are trying to poke through, and we've just got that really pleasant sort of early summer temperature. So it's
Excellent.
Great day.
Good. Yeah, we've got sunshine here today in Toronto, so it's nice. It's always a nice day when sunshine is out.
Yeah, it just perks us up.
Yes. So you are a woman of many talents, a speaker, an author, an artist, an event planner. Do you currently wear all of these hats?
Yes, I do currently wear all of these hats. It's a juggling act, but that is one that I love. I would say the forefront right now, the speaker and the author and event planning work, those all really go together. Okay. And the artist work kind of weaves in and fits in when I have time and when that works for me. So they all bring me joy. So yes, I am currently all of those things.
What types of books do you write, and how many have you written so far?
So 2020 is the year of the book for me. It's my first year being a published author. So I've done a couple articles in magazines. I write as a blogger, but exciting news, my first young adult fiction book is coming out later this year. It's called Terra Mara, Mara's Transformation. It's being published by Waldorf Publishing. Okay. And so I'm really excited about that. It's about water sprites and adventure and magic and humans, and it's a whole fantastic story. But besides that, I also have 2 more books coming out.
Wow. You're a busy lady.
I know. It's it's so exciting. And I'll share more of how it's all happened for me as we go along.
Yeah, sure.
But the other ones are with a woman named Elizabeth Garino Hamilton, and she is the founder of Best Ever You. I'm co-authoring one of the books from her network called The 6 Principles to Live Your Life By. So she's invited me on board, and I'm so excited. I love this project. And then from that book, we've also started and are actually launching this Friday our journal. So we have a 52-week journal for being your boldest, bravest self. Awesome. And that's coming out on Friday, like June 5th. So
wow, that's exciting.
It is so exciting. And so, but this is my first year getting things published and getting really that authorship. I've always been a writer. And honestly, Brad, it was maybe 10 years ago I started that fiction book. And it sort of started with a huge gusto and then fell by the wayside, and busy lives. And now, like 10 years later, I'm like, okay, I want to pick this up. And so I made it one of the things I was going to manifest. And now it's like May, and boom, it's happening. So
awesome. Good for you. Congratulations on all that. That's
thank
amazing.
You.
Yeah, Elizabeth is a wonderful woman. I interviewed her last week, or the week before, sorry. And she's just a wonderful, wonderful soul. So
yeah,
congratulations on your.
She's my secret best friend. She doesn't know it, and we've never met, but it's she'll find out when we meet, when the hug is like 18 minutes long, and not just because of world conditions, but just because I adore her.
Yeah, she is truly a great woman.
Yeah.
So can you tell us, you're the founder and CEO of Your Life Sparkles. Can you tell us a bit about what that's all about?
Yes. So first and foremost, the phrase Your Life Sparkles was the invention of, I have 2 sisters, beautiful women, and the 3 of us together sort of coined that phrase together. We were like, what speaks about what we want to do? And so I say we, it was the idea sparked by me, but I really love partnerships and I really love collaborations. And I have 2 sisters who just are so passionate about empowerment and inspiration and lifting others up. I was like, how can I not do this project without them? And so Your Life Sparkles, that phrase just spoke to us. And it was just, when you hear it, you're like, oh, perfect. And that's how it was. We were juggling around phrases. So besides the phrase of Your Life Sparkles being the heart of what it is, it is an inspirational, supportive company. We run uplifting social media. We host Ladies' Day events in Alberta and BC, all about loving yourself just as you are and for who you are, and realizing that, you may have gone through storms in your life, but celebrating the things that you've gone through and celebrating your strengths. And I think, especially as women, we often don't take time to do that. You just are so busy with the hustle and bustle of your life, and you forget to celebrate yourself. So that's something that we're really huge on. And we also offer business coaching and support to female entrepreneurs. Both myself and my one sister, Angela, run our own businesses as before Your Life Sparkles. And so we have a lot of experience there to offer to a female entrepreneur who is stuck or starting or whatever. So that is the Your Life Sparkles in a nutshell. And now I have said we're very female focused, but our social media online is certainly for everyone. And we love the guys, and we've got a few that chime in, and I really appreciate that. But the events that we host are for ladies right now.
Okay. Now, you said you run events in Alberta as well. Who runs those then? Because you're in Vancouver.
Yeah, I'm closer to Kelowna. I'm in Enderby, but I travel to Alberta. So my one sister lives in Alberta. She's north of Edmonton. Yep. And so we co-host the events together when they're in Alberta. Right. And then my other sister, Lisa, lives here in BC, and we co-host and partner the events here. And the dream is one day all three of us would be doing those events as a trio together. But my sister here has kids who are 7, 9, and 13. And my sister in Alberta has kids who are 1, 3, 5, and 7, 4 boys under 8. So it's very busy times for those two moms.
Yes.
So I don't have kids, and I'm very flexible. So I do the traveling, and I would travel to their provinces and host with them.
Now, how often do you host these events?
So we're in our second year, and the first year we did just one event in my local, and it was kind of the feeler, the teaser to see like, how is this going to go? And we were just on fire. We had other women come in and speak about finance, about health, about fitness. I spoke about loving yourself. My sister and I speak together about celebrating who you are. And we had, the first one was so amazing that we were like, yes, this is confirmed it all. We're going forward. So then our next year we did 3, and this year, 2020, we were slated to do 6, but with the
the current
differences
situation.
that have impacted our business, we had to scale back this spring here, and we actually had to cancel a few events, but we still have coming up later this year, one in Vernon, BC in September, and one in Westlock, Alberta in November. So 2 more still coming in the end of the year. And those are the full-sized ladies' days. Throughout the year, I also partner with local businesses and entrepreneurs for smaller events here. So we have done vision board sessions in coffee shops, and we have done photography sessions with local photographers doing pictures, just saying, you're beautiful, come and get your photo taken. And it's been
very cool,
really neat looking for those local partnerships. We have a fitness gym who wants to do a partnership with us and offer a free ladies self-defense day. And so we're still looking forward to sort of figuring out where else we can partner. Again, I'm a huge fan of that collaboration. And that's why I love talking to you, Brad, because you're all about this too. When you and I first talked, I was just, I interrupted a lot, if you remember. And I was like, sorry, Brad, I know you're trying to ask me questions, but I just want to tell you how great you are and how great I am. Let's have a party.
I think we're both of that same thing. We both kind of get so overexcited and cut each other out or interrupt each other. What did you had a phrase? Interject. That's it.
Yeah, it's a little nicer than interrupting, and it kind of gives me the green light because I say, I'm not interrupting, I'm interjecting. Yeah,
that's right. So Your Life Sparkles has been in existence for 2 years now, you said, right? This is the second year.
Yeah, that's right.
Where did the idea and inspiration come from for this?
So I would say one of the main things is definitely my mom. She has always been such a champion of speaking your truth and loving yourself and offering kindness. One of the phrases in our house growing up was no matter what, that our mom would love us no matter what.
Right.
And that we could make mistakes, and yes, there would be consequences, and yes, we had to learn from them, but love was the underlying message. And as I grew older and into my 20s and 30s, and you become more aware of the world around you, conversations with friends, conversations with girlfriends, and seeing how pieces were not as strong, even in myself, but in women, that I craved that. And I thought, there is a place for this. Like, women need to celebrate and love themselves more. And my mom was such a champion of that. So one of the sparks, one of the underlying foundations for me is definitely from her. And then along with her, I would say all of the women in my family, my aunts and my cousins, and certainly my two sisters who I've mentioned, Lisa and Angela, just other women who, through conversations that started very family, very comfortable about this, led me to think I can do something to elevate this. And that thought was a seed in my mind for a couple of years before I actually launched, because it's scary. And even for me, I have quite a high level of confidence, and people are like, oh, you would be great at this. And I'm certainly no stranger to being front facing with my art business. For years, I taught in coffee shops and pubs, and I'm not afraid of standing in front of a crowd when people say, what are your fears? Public speaking is not a fear for me. But putting myself on the line and saying, here's where I felt scared or wasn't brave or made mistakes.
Well, because it's vulnerability, right?
Yeah. And that to me was still a harder putting myself out there than mixing blue and yellow makes green. Let me show you how. Right. And so in looking at where it came from, certainly all of this inspiration was around me and rooted within my family. But it was also within myself from all those years. Right.
So I'm assuming your Life Sparkles is your baby, your main focus. I mean, I know you have a lot of other stuff going on, but I would assume this. So what is your 5-year plan for your business? Where do you want to see this going?
Yeah, awesome question. So I would love to see the events grow and have events in more than just these two provinces. So watch out, Toronto. I'm coming for you. You can come and take the photos, Brad.
Yeah,
I would love to.
I would love to.
Yeah. And I would love to host more events in more places and partner with more women and more companies to do events that empower women. So the things that we're doing now, our business plan is to add on each year. So, this year we had 6 planned, and then the goal for the following year would have been 10. We're going to have to adjust that a little because I also want to make sure, like city by city that we choose, I'm really committed to making it be really special, really amazing, having the right speakers, having a great venue. And so I do feel like maybe it's a slower moving company, but that's because I really want everything to be so wonderful. I want the experiences to really matter and to really be heartfelt. So the events is one thing, but then the other thing too is within the journals that I'm putting out now with Elizabeth. And I say journals because we're talking about another one as well for Your Life Sparkles, for other things. Exciting. And so we want to start creating that next 5-year plan. So it's so amazing to me. The first 2 years and I am a planner, believe you me, I love charts. How much it's changed since getting books published, since meeting Elizabeth, since, and I love that. And it makes me realize too, I'm going to make my plans, but I want to make room for these exciting catalysts that come in unplanned. And Elizabeth was one of those catalysts for me.
So speaking of Elizabeth, how did that whole partnership come about, and how did you guys meet? What does it entail? Tell us.
It's a very cool story. In my personal growth, one of the things that I committed to was seeking out collaborative partners and looking for a mentor. And so I had done some work locally, but I had also looked on Facebook, and I had joined some women's entrepreneur groups. And the one that I had joined had like 300,000 women. And I was like, this will be good. I'll read and I'll see and I'll comment, and things will lift me up. In one of the comments, a woman had written, who wants to learn Zoom? I haven't done Zoom yet. I know I'm behind the times, but I need to do this. And I had written in, I haven't done Zoom. She said, let's Zoom. And so we Zoomed for the very first time on January 12th. It was awkward. There was no volume. There was talking without sound. There was waving. It was really
technology. It's just technology.
I know. I wish we would have known how to record at that time, because we didn't. And we did like a handful, 5 or 6 Zooms. We invited others. We helped others through it as we were learning, and it just became this delightful thing. So we joke all the time now about our Zoom friendship. And in that time, besides taking our Zoom public to Facebook, because we did Zoom live and we did webinars just to teach and learn, we got to know each other, and we realized, so her network is called Best Ever You. She's been running it for over 12 years. And mine, Your Life Sparkles, just the baby brand of 2 years. How many similarities and how many things aligned and how many things were parallels in finding and celebrating strength, in that positive mindset, and we just get excited talking to each other. And honestly, every time we talk, we uncover another layer of something that we love. We both love cats. We both have the middle name Marie. Just weird little things. But our friendship has it's one of those ones that it's felt like we've known each other 20 years. Mm-hmm. And so in sharing and getting to know each other, I had said, oh, and I've always wanted to be an author. And she said, do you have anything written? I said, well, I have this story that I started 10 years ago. I really like it. She said, I have a friend who's a publisher. Send her what you have. I said, it's not even finished. I mean, I said, send what you have and tell her I sent you. Right in the title, Elizabeth says, meet Kris and whatever. So I did. The very next day, I got a phone call from a woman named Barbara, and we talked for an hour, and she said, I read your couple of chapters. It's very delightful. We would totally love to publish you. We've opened the floodgates for the first time in 9 years ever, that we've just taken unagented writers, and you're in. So that was the start of that process. And it turns out that the woman I was talking to was Barbara Terry. She's the CEO of Waldorf.
Oh, wow.
And she called me personally. So I was like, Elizabeth, you did not prepare me for this wonderful, you're like, I know a person.
Yeah.
It was incredibly different. So that was the lift up. And she was like, I can't believe that I've been helping, you did it all. You did the work, but I just had that connection. And I was like, I have a binder of about 84 rejection letters from 1999. Well, actually it was only 10 years ago, but I did start submitting in the classic way. And so her helping me get to that publishing house was just unbelievable to me. And so since that time, as I said, we've continued our friendship. We've continued talking. We run a Facebook group together called Conversations About Mindset with Kris and Elizabeth. And we have, sort of 3,000 people who chime in with us and listen along. And we're both just grounded in love, I would say. And I love that. Oh, and the other fun fact is, when I did my Ladies' Day in Kelowna this year, earlier in 2020, in March, Elizabeth has written a book called Percolate. It's a self-help book that's about coffee metaphors and letting your best self filter through Percolate. She mailed me 60 copies of her book to give one to every single woman at the event. And I was like, that blows me away. That's what I'm all about. That is incredible. And it's a wonderful book. And now it's one of my favorites. And I have loved that it even has that special personal attachment as well.
Absolutely. She's all about helping people. She's just a wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, she is. So sorry, that was a very long answer because I'm going on and on, but
that's totally fine. So you're also an artist. What type of art? Painting, photography? What do you do? Painting.
Yeah, I paint. Okay. I'm a acrylic lover. So I love painting with acrylics and I love bold colors, and my style is abstract realism. You'll look at it and you'll know what it is. You'll say, oh, those are trees. That's a lake. But you would never be like, oh, that's from a photograph. So it's a very fun, whimsical style, but I absolutely love bright colors. When I was teaching, I had a woman reach out to me and she said, I really want to do something beige with a little bit of gray and rose and then hang it in my living room. And I was like, I think you need to find another artist. If you look at my portfolio, if you don't have a minimum of 19 colors, it's not my style. But I love bright and bold. And I just, with my art, my goal is to lift people up as well. I want people to see it and feel joyful. So.
And how long have you been painting?
I've been painting my whole life, but probably it was maybe 12 years ago. That's when I moved to BC that I decided to throw my hat into the ring with a few shows. And I did my first juried show, which they accepted my artwork, said, yes, you may enter, which was very exciting in 2009.
Yeah, that's a good feeling when you get accepted to juried shows. I've done a few myself, and it feels really good. Yes.
Nice. Yeah, so that was thrilling. And then this area in the Okanagan, there's wineries, there's galleries, and there's coffee shops that all celebrate local art. And there's just endless places you can put your art if you're continually working at it. And I'm a member of the Okanagan Artists Society of Canada group, and we have a yearly show and we do meetings and all that stuff too. But I do love it. That art is just something that brings me a lot of joy.
Yeah. You're a Toronto native, are you not?
No, but I lived there for 2 years. I'm actually an Alberta native. So I'm from Camrose, which is not far from Edmonton.
Yes, I know where Camrose.
But I lived in Toronto for a couple of years when I was trying to hit it big with the theater. I saw a lot of theater. Does that count?
Sure.
I meet beautiful friends. I'm still very good friends with a few people that I met back in the day.
There you go. See?
Awesome. And I love that city. I love it.
Yeah, Toronto's a great city. Camrose is a nice little town. I've been there a few times myself.
I bet you've been to Canmore.
Nope, Camrose.
Okay. Lots of people
Camrose
miss
because
that
Big Valley Jamboree.
yes. Oh,
And
you have.
13 and yeah.
I'm sorry for doubting you, Brad. It will never happen again.
That's okay. I could see how people would get the two confused. They're very close. So
Yeah.
no, I've been to Camrose.
Yes. You confirmed it with that concert, Big Valley.
Yes, Big Valley
Now I know.
Jamboree. I've been there. I've been to that. I was there 3 times for that, I believe.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what excites and inspires you about being an entrepreneur?
Oh, so many things. I love handling the business of it. I love doing the websites and doing the paperwork and doing the finances and the charts and owning it and making the choices. I love all of that. And then with that, I also do love being a leader and a mentor to others. And I love being the captain of my own ship, right? Deciding which way to sail. Mm-hmm. I've crashed the ship a few times, but
we all have.
I can always repair it. And one of my favorite mantras is I have always figured it out. And when I'm going crazy about something, I literally have a sticky note, 3 of them in my house, one at my desk, one in my bathroom, and one at my front door to remind me of that, because it really does bring me peace. But I love being in control of my own destiny, and it is so much work.
It is. Running
the art business and then transitioning into Your Life Sparkles, and people are like, some people who haven't run their own business, what they see is it's like that iceberg picture where you see that tip and you don't see the huge mass under the ocean.
Yeah, that's right.
But I love all of it. I love the behind the scenes work. I love the front facing work. Everything about it just makes me feel very proud, actually.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get the idea that an entrepreneurship is easy and it's great because you can pick your own hours, and if you don't feel like working, you don't have to work. And well, yes, that's true, but they, like you said, they don't see all the stuff that goes into it behind the scenes, all the hard work that has to get put in, all the hours that you do have to do.
Yeah.
Right. But again, it's also on the other side of that. It's not really, I don't know for you, but I would imagine the same. But for me, the work doesn't feel like work because I love what I do.
Yes.
I absolutely love it. So it's not work to me. I don't mind being up till 1 or 2 in the morning editing images because I love what I'm doing. Yeah.
No, I love what I'm doing too. And the other point that I didn't say is the impact. I absolutely love the impact. And I had shared with you a couple of my stories, but when we did the photography session and we called it Be Beautiful, I had a woman at one of our sessions, and she was in her 60s, and she was very quiet, and we do a little talking about what do you love about yourself, and let's talk about how we feel about ourselves being photographed. And at the end of the session, she came to me and she said, I almost didn't come today because I don't feel beautiful, and I've never been photographed on my own. I've only been photographed with my kids, with my husband, with my family, like in the unit. And so me being photographed on my own, she said, I didn't think I should come, but I feel beautiful today. And I said, you should feel beautiful every day. But it was one of those moments that just struck me in the heart. And I was like,
it fills your heart when you hear things like that.
And she said, I thought I was too old to feel beautiful. And I just was like, oh no, that's
heartbreaking.
Age related. Yeah. And so making that impact, and I've had women at my events as well, embrace me at the end and just like heave a sigh of relief and say, you spoke about so many things that I haven't been able to name or say, and you're so honest, and this is what's happened to me. And then they have a space to share their story back. And I have all the time for that because I love that. And this is not a new sentiment, but when stories are shared, strength grows. And I just believe that. I know that to be true. So I love what the type of entrepreneur I am, that impact on women.
Well, I mean, that also comes through, and your clients can see that, and that also builds a level of trust and happiness. And when you're passionate about what you do, it shows for sure in your work.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's important that your clients recognize that too.
Yeah. Authenticity. That's key. That's key, man.
That's right. So why the interest in self-care and self-development and health and mindset? Why did you decide to focus on that genre?
Yeah. for me, it was almost like that no-brainer. Like I've mentioned, the women in my life, my mom, my sisters, women friends, the impact. It's something that I think I've always been interested in, that self-care piece, definitely from my mom, but there was just something in me craving something more. And even when I was doing my art classes, there were times when, even in that, I know I was saying it was easier, but there were times that, a woman came to an art class once and she said, I didn't even tell my husband I was here. I told him I was going for coffee with a friend because if I do a really terrible job, I'm going to throw it in the garbage because I don't think I can do it. And I was like, oh, well, and this was at the end of the class and she had succeeded. And that was something I was really passionate about too, is everybody can paint. Everybody can do it. You paint differently because you are different. Your painting isn't going to look exactly like mine.
That's right.
You can do it and I can help you. And this comment was, she waited until the end and sought me out. And I thought okay, first of all, it's wonderful that you finally came, but it's heartbreaking that you had to sort of set up a space for failure in a way like that. And so even in my art business, I saw this need for people to shake off that fear, shake off that self-doubt. And so when I decided that the art business it was time to transition, and I decided to become a speaker and decided I wanted to shift how I was front facing myself in front of people. It was just, there was no question. This is what my message is we need to love ourselves more.
Beautiful. Self-love is the key to everything. That's where everything starts from.
Love and kindness. Absolutely. And kindness to yourself.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's self-love and self-kindness. If you're not kind to yourself or you don't love yourself, how is anything else supposed to flourish? And how are relationships supposed to flourish? And it's so unfair to you because you are so worth it. You're so worth loving. Everybody is. Yep. 100%. Yep. So are there any specific tools or books that you can recommend that have helped you on your journey? Any tools that you use? Tools for sure. So obviously I'm going to say Percolate because after getting it for free, having that connection, reading it, I love it. Get Percolate. It's a fun, delightful book. Lots of little stories from Elizabeth's life, and she's very authentic as well. But for tools, I'm going to share two things. And one is I have done a lot of work on mindfulness and being able to own your thoughts and slow your thoughts down and take a moment has been really game-changing for me. And with that is meditation. And I say that with a little, here's my story. I'm still fairly new at meditating. And when I started, it had been recommended probably for years, but I always was like, I don't have time. Meditation, I don't have time. And so she's like, well, start small. And so I was looking on YouTube and I found some 1-minute meditations. So we're talking 60 seconds. Yep. And I started with those. And I still have a few just saved, and I just found ones I liked from the voice or the words that were said or the background music, honestly on YouTube. And when I first started, there was one day when I was like, I just woke up and I was late and I was like, oh, I should do a 1-minute meditation. And I'm not kidding you. I got to the 42 seconds and I was like, I don't have time for this. And I did mad meditation and turned it off. And then I drove to where I was going. And as I was driving, I was trying to do some breathing and stopping my mind. And when I got there, I thought, I'm going to take that 1 minute, like how I recognized that I was hasty and foolish. And I was definitely laughing at myself because I am an advocate for mind work and meditation, but I get it when you say you don't have time, because that day I did not have literally 60 seconds to dedicate to my own peacefulness. And now I feel like I'm doing much better at that, but that 1-minute meditations have changed my life because I can now say, I do have time for a minute. I always have time for a minute. I thought once I didn't, but I corrected that. So I would like to get into meditation myself. I've again, like you push, I don't have time. Get up in the day, and then the day slips away and you forget about it. Yeah. So I myself would love to try getting meditation. That 1 minute is so impactful. It's so impactful. And I mean, you grow to longer, and there are so many benefits of longer sessions and clearing your mind and quietening your mind and your body and your soul. But when we're done, I'll send you some of my favorite 1-minute meditations, Brad. You try them out and report back to me. I will. So can you tell me about a turning point in your life and how it affected you? Yes. So right when I was starting,
the Your Life Sparkles stuff, my mom actually passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And she had a beautiful final week. She was in the hospital, and every single person that she had ever met or crossed paths with came to see her, came to see us, and got to have that pleasure of holding hands, saying prayers, singing songs. And my mom felt so encompassed with love, and everybody really got to say a proper goodbye. And in that time, in that final week, I was at the hospital with her every single day. And so were my sisters. We just spent time, honestly, talking about the business, and her belief in me and words of encouragement were just, the thing I needed for that last little sliver of courage to really do it. Because I really did have some of that imposter syndrome, saying, who am I? Who am I to inspire and guide and help who am I? And my mom was like, no, you've got this. You are going to fly. And so she was definitely a turning point, because she said, life is short. Like, here I am. And, her humor right until the end, there was a moment people were coming to visit. She called me in and she said, I don't want all these relatives and all these people coming to visit me in the hospital. She says, what if I live? I'll be so embarrassed. And I said, okay, well, let's live and let's have a little embarrassment. Like, we can handle that.
No kidding.
Yeah, but just her humor was there, right? And her delightful spirit and all of the things that made her an inspiration to me. But her saying to me, like, don't quit, don't give up. You were born to do this, and you need to do this, was something that made me just really realize and embrace it. So yeah, that was a really big thing.
I love that. That's a beautiful story.
Thank you.
What then, aside from what we're dealing with right now with COVID, what would you say is the biggest pain point?
I think for me, one of the things is finding that really clear definition, because I want to be all things and do all things and do too much. Yeah. And one of the things that I've learned about myself is that I often take on too much. And so, as I had mentioned earlier, I'm strategically only adding like 3 events, 4 events to each year, because I do see this as my lifetime. This is what I want to do for my life. Yeah. And so I didn't want to do like, next year I'm going to do 50 events or some huge number, because I thought I'm going to burn myself out. Yeah. I'm going to exhaust my sisters, who I absolutely adore having at these events. And then I'm not going to serve myself, and then I can't serve others. And so defining the pace and where the business is going. And even my 5-year plan, I've only had 2 years of business, but every time I've made a future outlook plan, it's already been dramatically massaged and changed because of things like meeting Elizabeth, because of things like the virus, because of my shift in priority, right? Taking time to write and taking time. So it's still, the biggest pain or hurdle for me is really finding that clarity. And part of the work for that for me too is letting myself have a little bit of grace and peace with that, and saying to myself, like, it doesn't have to be perfect right now, and just keep going. And so that's hard for me, because I like things to be really like concrete, like here's the perfect chart of what I'm doing and when it's happening and who's coming. And I have that for some things, but not for all things. And so, that is maybe the work for me right now. Yeah.
You have to be okay with that. You have to make yourself okay with that.
Because guess why, Brad? I have always figured it out.
There you go.
Not right now, but I will.
Yep. There you go. So let's go down a not so serious route. I got a few random questions for you here, just to get a bit to know you personally. What sound or noise do you absolutely love?
Rain, and even more so thunderstorms. And I think that's from being a prairie girl. I just love a beautiful thunderstorm and rain.
What is one of your favorite words?
Alliteration. The word itself, but also anything to do with alliteration. Makes me so happy.
What is your favorite curse word?
Oh, Brad, I thought you were going to hit me with some alliteration. Oh, my favorite.
Oh, you can? Okay, let's get through this one. Then you can tell me about alliteration.
No, you were going to surprise me.
No, no, not me.
I'm the one on the hot seat. Got it. My favorite curse word
Yeah.
It's definitely the F word. I use it
You
sparingly.
can say it. It's
when
okay.
I do.
You can say it.
No, I can't. This is being recorded. That is
Yes,
part
you
of
can.
me. That
It's
I'm
okay.
a mutter it under the breath and.
No, you can full out say it. It's fine.
No, I can't. I will not. I will not on a recording. You can't make me.
All right. What are you not very good at?
Swearing on recordings.
Yes, apparently.
But actually, I would probably say flexibility. Like within my physical body, my flexibility is pretty poor. So that's something I want to work on.
Okay. If you could have one superpower, what would that be?
Kindness. I would just touch you and you would just lose hate and be kind.
Me
and then you have the power
me
too.
Specifically? I don't hate anyone.
You, the general, everybody. Yeah.
I know, I'm just...
Not you, Brad. You seem lovely. But if I touched you, then I would also transfer the power.
Yes.
And you would have the power. And then
There
we would just
and then I could pass
you only
them
need
on.
one little light, like finger touch, and it can be like on the shoulder, on the knee.
Yep.
Like it doesn't have to be,
Yeah. What makes you feel inspired or like your best self?
I love speaking. I love public speaking. I love entertaining and engaging with an audience. I love being silly and telling jokes and sharing stories. So in speaking, it comes with helping others, because when I speak in front of my mirror, it's not as exciting. But when I speak in front of a room full of women, I absolutely am inspired.
I need some of that. If you could give me some of that. I'm terrified of public speaking.
Aw.
Terrified. I'm an introvert, so it's tough for me.
I bet. Yeah.
But I'll get there one day.
Yes, you will. Keep it up. You can figure it out, Brad, if that is something you want to do.
I can figure it out.
It's less scary every time, and that's true with so many things. But we forget about that. We forget about that.
I think the last time I public spoke was at my brother's wedding. I was the best man, so I got up in front of 100 and some odd people and spoke, and that was pretty nerve-wracking, but I got through.
See? Good for you. And then
that was years ago,
the
though.
motivator was love. Your brother needed you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you like to be remembered?
I would like to be remembered as an eternal optimist, someone who is always positive and kind and would help anyone at any given time.
What's the first thing you notice about a person?
Their smile.
Speaking of which, what makes you smile?
Oh, cats. Cats for sure.
Anything else?
Honestly, my little cat just walked by and she brings me so much joy. I did not get a cat in my life until I was 42, and that's one of my biggest regrets, not getting a cat earlier.
Okay. What is the fun? Sorry. No, go ahead. It's okay.
Oh, I was going to say other things make me smile too, and I was going to list some things, but it's okay. My family makes me smile. So my family makes me smile, and my friends. There we go.
There you go. What is the funniest thing that's happened to you recently?
So two things. One, it's been raining here, and my cat has been bursting in the cat door, kind of like Kramer on Seinfeld, and then she stops,
Yes.
and I love it because she's kind of comes in and is like, "What? I'm wet." And if I was to do a cat voice, that's what I would say she was going to be yelling.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is, I have a nephew who is 8, and he and his family came to visit, and we have a hot tub. They had a hot tub, but he is one of those young men that traveled in his swim trunks and brought nothing else. And now we're like, oh, I said, well, why don't you wear a pair of my sweatpants? And he is a kid that doesn't care. He's like, yep, good. So I give him a pair of my lady sweatpants, and I put them on, and he goes, hey, I'm just like you. It's like I'm auntie number 2. And it brought me a lot of joy, because
there you go.
I think a lot of kids would be like, what? No, I'm not wearing old auntie sweatpants, and it would have been a thing. And at first I said, do you want to wrap home in a towel? And he's like, don't you have clothes? I'm like, yeah, I sure do, partner. What do you want? He's wearing
nope, I don't have no clothes here.
Yeah, right. I'm auntie number 2, and I'm like, that's right, partner, you are. So that brought me a lot of joy.
If you were to have a dinner party and had to invite a musician, a politician, a famous couple, and a family member, who would you invite?
Okay, so you did prep me for this because I know my answers. So I would invite Jan Arden as the musician, because she's a beautiful musician, beautiful person, and I love her humor. I've seen her many times. Mm-hmm. Politician, I struggled, and I picked a person that is in the political realm, but in a different way. And it would be Queen Elizabeth, because what a life. I would love to talk to her.
Okay.
And then the famous couple would be Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell. I adore their tomfoolery and their energy and their zest for life, both of them individually and as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And my family member would be my sister Lisa. She's one of my best friends, and I think she would be an amazing partner to have at that dinner experience.
Excellent. Okay. What does the word empowerment mean to you?
Yeah. So empowerment, it's gaining freedom to control what happens to you,
Mm-hmm.
what happens to you, and having the free choice, having the freedom to choose it. And I think without fear, and it's not like you were saying, oh, I'm a little bit scared of public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that kind of fear. But if you were to public speak, you wouldn't be, fearful for your life or bodily injury. No. It would just be an internal fear, something you have to overcome.
Yeah.
But I think empowerment is that freedom to control what happens to you in your mind, body, career choice, life journey, without fear is really the essence of empowerment to me.
I like it. What is one of your favorite quotes?
So I love so many quotes by Oprah Winfrey, and I really she's got one that says, when you undervalue what you do, the world will undervalue who you are.
Oh, I like that.
And I really like that, because I think that one of the things I stand for is you are worthy just as you are. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter what has happened to you or what you've been through or what you do. And we do tie a lot of value to that in our society, and we carry a lot of weight, a lot of guilt, a lot of shame. And I would like to see that all just
melt away
and not exist. Yeah. So I really like that quote. It really.
I'm going to steal that one and use
it. Do it.
Sure. I love it. How do you define success? What does that word mean to you?
So for me, it's finding joy in what I do. And in that joy, there's times that it's been chaotic. There's times that it's been stressful. There's been times when my plate has felt too full. But I feel joy in the work that I choose to do at the end of the day. And that for me is the number one success. One day I would really like to have other elements that are more classic coming in with success. Like I would like to not have financial stresses in my life. And right now I do. And I would like to be able to treat people in my family or friends to things that I can't right now. But most important thing for me is the joy. And I believe that those other things aren't as important, but they wouldn't be terrible.
Yes. Who are the 3 people that have been most influential in your life? So
I've spoke about my mom a few times, and I would say she's right up there, my mom. I would say my sisters, both Lisa and Angela. And even though we had the same mom and the same upbringing, same dad too, we have a brother. I guess I should mention him. The whole family's been mentioned now. It's so funny. People who have known me for years will say, you have a brother? Because I do so much with my sisters. Yeah. And I love and adore him. He's wonderful. But the influencing people would be my mom and then my 2 sisters, Lisa and Angela. And then beyond that, I have this spiderwork web of women. But in picking 3, mom, sisters, and then I wrote down my friend Mel. And she lives in Toronto. We've been friends for, I guess we met in 1998. So 5 years we've been friends. Oh, I don't know. 22 years. It's crazy how much time has gone by.
Because friendships, you don't have that many. I find anyways. I've got a few friendships that are like 20 plus years, but they're far and few between. I can count on one hand, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And so Mel has just been one of those examples. She has been an entrepreneur. She has worked for herself. She has been a mentor to me, a best friend. And she's always been in my corner, and I have just learned and loved so much from my friend Mel.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And lastly, if you were to deliver your last 30-second speech to the world, what would that last 30 seconds sound like?
It would sound like this. You are worthy. You are amazing. It does not matter one bit what you have gone through or what storms you have seen in your life. You are loved. You are the only you in the world, and you matter. Be kind to one another. help each other always, and remember, your life sparkles.
Beautiful. I love it. Awesome.
You prepared me for it, Brad, so I wrote it down. I just had my little
That's
I was
okay.
like, oh,
That's
this is going to sound pretty smooth. People are like, how did she do a beautiful speech in 30 seconds? But Brad, just so the listeners know, Brad did give me a couple of heads up there, so I would be prepared, which I really appreciate. I've done many interviews, and on the fly, I think I'm pretty good, like a solid 8 plus out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing that in advance is a really helpful tool.
Preparation is
the good work, Brad. Keep it up.
Thank you. So thank you, Kris, so much for taking the time out of your day to spend with me and share a bit of your journey, your story, your insights, and all of the rest. I appreciate you being here. It's been wonderful chatting with you, and it's been a pleasure.
Thank you. It's been wonderful chatting with you as well. I hope you have a wonderful day in sunny Toronto.
Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Brad Welsh, host of the Empowerography Podcast. My guest today has been Kris Fuller, founder and CEO of Your Life Sparkles. Thanks again, Kris, for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca and follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.